was a good ball played in for Tony Morley. Oh, he missed it! It is! Peter Ward! Villa in the lead!
Hello, good evening, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. Please subscribe, help me to the road to 2K, make sure to give me a follow on all socials, and you can follow me on Spotify, Apple and Amazon Music. Make sure to smash the likes. This is the Football Phone-In from 6 till 7 p.m. I want to hear your thoughts, Aston Villa fans. Have your say. And going into the international break, Aston Villa are in a very good place. As an Aston Villa fan, things feel a lot better. And we're on the back demolishing Bournemouth 4-0, which puts us 6 in the Premier League table. So it's all to play for after the international break. It's a great time of the show. Noel, you're my first caller. Noel Dondon's on the show. How are you, Noel?
Hello, Chad. How are you? It's great to be on again. It feels like it's been ages since I've been on in any capacity.
Yes, I always like hearing your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you. I do listen a lot, so keep it up as well. It's going really well, I can see.
Thank you. Well, we've got a few talking points we got tonight. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the Harvey Elliott situation. Because I thought it quite strange. So, what do you make of that Harvey Elliott? He hasn't been playing.
Well, first of all, when we signed him, I thought it was an ideal club for him to come to us, because I never really thought he was good enough to maybe break into the Liverpool 11 regular. Yep. And I did think that maybe that natural kind of move would be somebody like Villa. I thought it even before he was linked to us. I always said I'd have him, kind of thing, as he's a squad player at Liverpool. So when we signed him, I was over the moon, to be honest, and I weren't really enamoured with the other players that we signed on deadline.
He showed his quality. I did say that in the under-21s, he was unbelievable at that tournament. He was player of the tournament.
Exactly. There's definitely a player in there, but I just don't think he's quite Liverpool level. Villa. I would have said Villa is his level, kind of thing. Somebody knocking on that. Who was in Europe every season and knocking on the Champions League every season, but it hasn't quite. It's not working out. I'm not sure whether it's because Emery maybe didn't want him, or wasn't his first choice, or because I've heard this thing about that we have to pay 35 million.
Yes.
Like a trigger if he plays a certain amount of games.
It's a clause. It's a clause.
Yeah. So I think maybe.
God, he's only played 5 games so far.
Yeah, and I think if it clocks up to like 15, I'm not sure what the figure is.
10. I think it's 10, yeah.
Is it? It triggers it, you've got to pay the 34 million. But to me, what's the point in signing somebody what's the point in putting all that in? You know what I mean? If it comes to it that you're not going to be fulfilling it, I don't really understand it. Or just don't.
Even the Europa League, he hasn't even been played. Not even the Europa League hasn't been used.
I know. I know he played in that League Cup game against Brentford. He scored as well, didn't he? Didn't he score against Brentford?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was his first goal, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. We don't watch him in training. I did look at him at Everton away and did think when he came on that he looked like he was treading water. I don't know whether that's just his his style of running, but he's got. I don't know. There was something. I'm not sure. It's so odd.
You got certain players that he trusts.
But yeah, this is what I don't get as well, because you don't know. This might be a question later on in the show, but I don't understand how he can play. And I don't like to criticise Emery, but I don't see how he can play that guess hand every week.
I don't get that. Yeah, it's strange. 'Cause I think Marlon. Yeah. I guess someone's getting picked on the likes of Marlon.
Yeah, and Elliott, because Elliott can play in that position as well.
Does it? Yeah, Elliott. I think with Elliott as well. He's sort of player that you need. Look at even the impacts off the bench. To get unlock the key to defences.
I just don't get this guess and thing. I really don't. If he starts too many games as well.
I don't understand the transfer. I don't understand the reason we got him in.
He looks like he's penned in too much to his own half as well, and he's supposed to be a winger.
Yes.
I don't really understand it. I know it looks good. It looks like he's defending and whatever, and he's good at maybe tracking back, but we're not really getting anything going that way, are we? That's the like he's the complete opposite to Leon Bailey, literally.
Yep. Well, he's very lightweight, guess that. He gets done physically. He's not built physically.
For someone who's, for the size of him, though, that shouldn't be the case, should it?
No. It seems like very. I mean, he's quite tall. Because he's a very tall player.
He is, yeah.
We're going to Harvey Elliott, I think, maybe. It's something what Emery is seeing in training. Give on to what you said at Gaston. Even though Gaston's not doing it in the games, who knows when he's scoring in training? We'll get the season. That's the reason why he's getting chosen.
Yeah, I know, but it's the games that matter. It's what you do in the matches, isn't it? And
yeah. Because all the Elliott's like he shoots from distance. And his quality passing as well. His vision, like he can penetrate defences.
Correct.
He's always got that good vision. But with the way he's going, I think that he won't be at Villa Park for that long.
No, I'd agree with you. It hasn't worked out. We've had so many like this before. I think just.
Yes. Honestly, Rodgers, John McGinn, and Yuri Tielemans, the trio of them three, it's working currently, and you got the Buendia. Renaissance was expected. So
I know.
That comes into it as well.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm not really that enamoured with. Well, I am at the moment. I've never been really that enamoured with Buendia. I never really understood it, but he's proven me wrong at the moment. I have to agree.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
I've always said, Chad, right? I've always said that he's a good player, like he's a good footballer, but he ain't built for the Premier League. I've always said he'd be great. He'd be great at fucking sorry for swearing. He'd be good at like Seville or somebody, or Real Betis, somebody like that in Spain, playing in Spain, where it's less physical.
Yes. You can't fault with Buendia. You can't fault his work rate.
You can't.
He's got all the He's constantly pressing.
Yeah.
He really runs his socks off.
Yeah, he works hard. Yeah, for the nature of the position that he plays in, that's rare. Because a lot of them, a lot of number 10s don't really work back. Not a lot of them anyway. I don't think they do. It's a luxury position on the field.
And he's just been called up to the Argentina squad.
Is that, I don't know, is that his first call up? Do you know, or has he been capped for
I don't
Argentina?
I'm trying to think he had been capped before.
I don't think he has. You know, I don't think he has.
So yeah, so he's doing everything right at the moment. Because you see, like you said about the clause, just once he played 4 appearances, Harvey Elliott. I just wanted to see what you know. I spoke to Abby. She's from the Liverpool podcast. So she's very surprised that we're not using him.
Yeah, they would be, because they would have looked at it when it happened. They'd looked at it and gone, "Yeah, that's a great move for him," because he's obviously they'll be happy for him because he's one of their own and all that. So they'd have been like a bit, like, that's a perfect match kind of thing, and they won't be able to get their head around it. That's all. Liverpool fans I know at work have said the same.
Oh yeah, a lot of them have. Yeah. You don't know what he could do, but you saw what he could do. Did he score against, was it PSG, was it, last season?
Yeah,
I'm
in
sure
that
Harvey
game.
Elliott scored that game.
That was he did. It was in that game when PSG completely just dominated the game, and then Liverpool went up the other end and just scored it at
Yeah.
the end. Remember, it was one of the most. I remember watching that. It was literally one of the most one-sided game of football I've ever watched. That ended
Yeah.
up with the team losing. I couldn't believe what I
It
was
was shock,
watching.
that was a real shock, that was. It was.
I could not believe what I was watching.
Well, let's go to the next bit, not part of the show. International break. We are in a good place. And can we get Champions League football this season?
Can we?
Yeah. Can we this season?
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, because if you look at the table, we're good at, well, first of all, the home form. If you look at the table, then the likes of Bournemouth and Sunderland, they're not going to be up there at the end. They're just not. They're going to, Bournemouth might get Europe, but they won't get Champions League. Sunderland won't stay up there.
Well, it's a strange thing at the moment. Because the likes of Sunderland, what they're doing well. I mean, they're Arsenal top. Even Arsenal, we don't. That's not going to last forever, maybe. We don't know.
I think they might win the league, to be honest.
The thing is, they fell short the last few times.
Yeah, but I think Liverpool have blown it already, and Man City just are going through it. Man City aren't the Man City they were. I think Arsenal have got it this year. I hate to say it, but everybody, I feel like you've got Arsenal in their own league, then you've got Man City in their little own league, and then there's everybody else.
It's fair that Arsenal, I think, leave them, I think.
As in, like, Liverpool.
The defence is very solid. But not conceding goals either. Which is a good sign, I suppose.
Arsenal remind me a bit of Mourinho, Chelsea, first time round.
This Arsenal team, yeah.
Yeah, it does. The back four, the way they, until the Sunderland game, they only conceded 5 goals, I think. In total. I'm sure it was 5. Was it 5? It might have been 3, actually. I think it might be 5 now. And I think Chelsea had similar numbers, 4 or 5, when I think they only conceded 15 goals the whole season or something.
Yeah.
But they remind me.
It's similar to that. Yeah, similar, yeah. If you're going to actually predict it, Arsenal, I didn't predict them to win the league. I can sort of say why people did predict it.
I predicted Liverpool again.
Yeah, that's what I meant me start saying with Liverpool.
I did because literally they've improved on paper. They have on paper they literally have improved, but clicking together. You have to. Typically, they reverted the type in the game against us. That was the annoying thing. They went back to sort of like they played Robertson that day, and they went back to that. Just it was the same 11, but Connor Bradley instead of Trent. That was literally, and obviously the goalie was injured, but I think he was. I think Alisson didn't play against us, did he?
No, it was the other guy.
Yeah.
Mamadash, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. But it's annoying how they reverted the type against us. And even though we did play well in that game. We played the first 35 minutes we played really well. We should have. I know we were shooting on sight, weren't we? But yeah.
It's going to take like Sunderland. They're going to throw things. Those are the best that they've ever done. Like, the newly promoted teams are doing a lot better this season. But at some point, they're going to fall lower down the league.
I think this could be the season where they'll all. I can't remember the last time it happened, but all 3 stay up. Although I do think Leeds, will go, but they've got a good chance there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think Burnley will be all right, and I think Sunderland definitely will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Villa. We're in a very good place. The 6th of the Premier League, I mentioned at the top of the show. So after we're in very good stead.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, like I say, we're good at home, and we do. I know we're not great away, but we do pick up wins away, like Tottenham, for example. I know Tottenham aren't very good at home, but we have got a great chance of getting Champions League. Do I think we'll get it? Probably not. I'll be honest. Don't think
Villa fans, they want to see a trophy.
Well, do you know what, Chad? And I said this at the start of the season, and I'm not. I wouldn't want it to be like Tottenham in winning that Europa and finishing like bottom half, 17th, whatever. And that's not very ambitious. But I'd go all out for the Europa League because you're killing two birds with one stone. You're winning a cup, and you're also getting what you want out of it, i.e., European football, the Champions League, not just European football. So it's a no-brainer to prioritise that. Like in the latter, well, you know,
Does it give you a gateway to get in the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying throw the Premier League games like Postecoglou did, but he's just a loser anyway. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't surprise me that happened, but Emery wouldn't do that. But because he must have, you know, you can still look at us in our first season in Europe when we balanced it really well.
We do it, you know, Emery, though, he's got experience. He's won the Europa League 4 times.
I know. I think
he knows Europe.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's Europe mad. I don't think he's been out of Europe in 18 seasons. I think is it something like that. Is that right? He hasn't had a campaign out of it. I think the only time where he's technically been out of Europe is when he took over at Villa, because he'd already started the season in Europe with Villarreal.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get a question on the screen. So Michael Huggins, one of the Aston Villa fans, sent in the question. So we'll get on the screen for you.
Hi, Chad. Michael Huggins here. My question to you is, do you think we will be doing any transfer business in January? I have a feeling that I think Villa will keep their powder dry until the summer. Good luck with the show.
This was Michael's question. So what do you make of that, Noel?
I agree. Even I think they will keep their powder dry, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, go in January, I think. We need a striker. I think Watkins. I think gets obviously injured, like with very thin of those options.
I don't think Villa have ever been a club that have ever really dipped in the January window. I don't think we've ever been really that mad on it, have we? Like, even when you're going back to Martin O'Neill era, and we've never really done it. We've done it in the Championship, to be fair, but we've never done it in the Premier League. I can't remember where we've gone mad in January.
I don't think I expect loads of signings. There might be one signing. Maybe a new striker. I don't think it'll be much business. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. But I think Daniel Malen, though. I'm very impressed with Daniel Malen.
Yeah, he should be starting more matches.
Regular minutes. He needs regular minutes, yeah.
Do you know, there's an opinion going round with the Villa that Martinez and Watkins is not like their heads aren't there kind of thing, and that we need to start looking at maybe Bizot and Malen being the future basically. Like, and that, you know, I mean, I heard a rumor the other day about Watkins. You get these stats that you on Sky where it will show you like it will show you like who scored the most goals in the last 5 seasons. And it will have like Salah, the same name, Salah, Haaland, Kane, because he's been there. I know he's gone to Bayern now, but he was there. And then Watkins' name appears a lot. It does. It does, to be fair. But I've also seen a stat. I don't know how true it is. That he's only scored something like 13 goals in his last like 50 games or something. Something like that.
For Watkins, it's not good enough.
I don't know how true it is though, but I've seen it going round. That stat. This is all competitions. I think it is.
Yes. Yeah. Watkins actually he's been dropped by the England squad.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it's more. I think Tuchel does like Watkins. To be fair, I think he sees him as the second to Kane. I do, but I think is he carrying a knock or something, or is that right?
Just was think about that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's not been risked or something. I wouldn't look into it.
Yes. Watkins has been dropped to the England squad. He might up his game a bit more now, I think.
I don't know. I think he might have mentally checked out. You know, I'm not. I don't want to say outright, but I think Watkins might be the next cab off the rank as the big name to leave. You know, like how
yeah.
Who was the last one who went? Louise, was it? It was about last like big name to leave us.
You can think of that.
I think he's the next one.
Because like, you know, last season actually, I was such surprised we didn't sell him.
I know. I was as well. I thought, what I don't get is that this is another thing that I don't understand about football fans around the country. So Man United wanted Watkins, apparently. They wanted him. But yet, like, the fans were turning their nose up. They were going, oh, you know, we don't want him. He's not good enough to play for Man United. But he's better than Rasmus Højlund for a start. And this Benjamin Sesko, I mean, his goal to game ratio is very similar to Watkins. But Watkins has done it in the Premier League, so I don't really understand why the people's noses get turned up at it. But yeah, I thought he'd get his move. I really did. I was preparing for it. I thought he'd get his move, whether it was to Man U or Arsenal. Man U was apparently the one. That was I heard. Man U was the one that was going to happen. If anything was going to happen,
there's a striker. You play to score goals. That's what you're there for. You know, if you're not doing that, you're not doing what striker's supposed to do.
I do think Watkins is more than a striker, though. I mean, when he's on his game.
Well, he's one to be fair, Brian. I mean, the Bournemouth game. He actually worked very hard, actually. I mean, he performed. Well, as you know, out of position.
He does, though.
And he got better service.
I tell you now, Watkins. This is another thing I don't get about him, because I feel like he wants to be like the number 9. It's like all about being the number 9, and it's like I've always said that why is it a bad thing that he drifts out wide and stuff? Because if you remember, like Liverpool had that front three of Salah, Firmino, Mane. Well, Mane used to be the left-sided player, and look how many goals he got from that position. So it's not like you have to just to get the numbers. You have to be playing down the middle. Because I feel like he's obsessed with this. Got to be the number 9. Because when he does get shifted out wide, I feel like he grizzles a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I don't really understand. Because
the Watkins, I think, he's not main target man. Daniel Malen, so he plays more off the striker.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, I liked when we played against Burnley and it was Malen and Watkins. I thought he worked. I thought we'd have seen more of that. I don't know. Did you? I thought we'd see more of it.
Yes. I thought that.
But you have to take into consideration the opposition. I suppose.
Also, going back to what you're saying as well. I just saw a comment in the comments. Do Villa need to strengthen January in order to push for a Champions League place? If so, where should they prioritise?
Right. Yeah, we do need to strengthen, yeah. Of course we do, yeah, because it was unfinished business in the summer, in my opinion. But where do we need to strengthen? I think we definitely need a backup right back, or maybe even a new right. And don't get me wrong,
definitely right back, yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Cash. He's a funny one, Cash is. I've been saying this to so many people. Don't you feel like with Cash, right? When the chips are down in the squad, like, and we're on a bit of like we started the season badly. He's always the player that's like that you can count on, kind of thing. And he's always the Like, under the Gerrard era, he was one of the better players, weren't he? Under Gerrard.
Yeah.
But yet,
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
definitely.
like when everything's going well throughout the whole team, it's like you point at Cash as the one that should be replaced.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's almost like he stays at a level, but he can't get to. But when we raise our game, he can't raise it. He just stays at that level of okay or good, whereas everybody else lifts it to above that, and he can't keep up with. But because it fluctuates with the opinion about him, it fluctuates with the fan base. Sometimes people will say we need a new right back, then you'll say, "Oh no, he's all right, he's doing well." But we definitely need a right back, because even if it's back up, because we're in a problem position for ages, hasn't it? For backup.
Yes. Well, Naughty Cash, he gets very unfair criticism. Like, God, do you think Naughty Cash is one of the most important players in our team? Like, I've always liked Cash. He always seems to get the blame if you make a mistake.
Yeah,
the other players won't get picked.
The only thing I can't stand with him, he just gives away too many penalties. He's a bit rash like that. That's the only thing I will say.
Then all players can do that, though?
Yeah, it's the nature of the position as well. Where else do we need strengthening? I think we need another winger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me someone that gets on.
Just need like an out and out winger, I think, like a real.
So like Leon Dyer, yeah, that's it. Like
yeah,
Leon
an out
Dyer.
and out. Yeah, and then the obvious one is like the backup to Watkins. That's the. I know you could say that Malen is that, but I mean like an actual like for like striker. Like trying to think of somebody who we could get like an example who would be within reach and would come to sit on the bench. I don't know. I can't pluck a name out of nowhere, but.
Because I was thinking that Garnacho. He went to Chelsea, and I think we couldn't sign him. Obviously, he's on big wages. I think the PSR.
I'm quite glad that we didn't sign Garnacho, I've got to be honest. I think he's another. I don't know. I just think he's there's a player in there.
A little bit like John Jerome. A bit like he's a great player, but he lets himself down with sort of his actions.
I just thought as well, Chad. I think we might need another backup centre half, because Tyrone Mings, I think now he's maybe on his way, kind of thing. Or
when you see that he had a bad injury again.
I know he's getting little niggles and whatever. I'm not sure on his contract situation. I love Mings to bits, you know what I mean? I do, but I can see maybe him seeing out his contract. So I'm not sure what the situation is with it, but I can see that.
We need someone that also, you look at his age. Tyrone Mings, he's sort of getting to the age Tyrone Mings where I think he's going to retire early, I think.
Yeah, I do as well. I think that you don't get over that injury was horrible. You don't get over it really. Fair play to him for coming back in, and we had a great record with him last season. I'm sure there's a stat that we didn't lose with him in the team or something, or sure there was something like that in the Premier League. I'm sure there was that stat whenever he started, we didn't lose or something.
Well, thank you, Noel, for your time. Up the Villa.
Yeah, a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'll leave.
Okay. The next guest, we got Rich Sutherland, who's hosting the podcast. Rich is on the line. How are you, Rich?
I'm very well, Chad. How are you?
Yes, very good, thank you. With a very good place going into the international break.
Say that again, mate.
And with a very good place going into the international break.
Oh, mate, absolutely. I'm much more calm now. I'm much more pleased now. I was a bit panicky, before the the last international break when we hadn't scored hardly any goals. We weren't winning any games, and now it's a much better picture, isn't it? 5 wins from 6 in the Premier League, recent victory in the Europa League, and it's all rosy in the garden at the moment.
Also, looking at the squad depth. The squad depth's looking in great shape. Buendia, his performance consistently. Does it, like the outcome after year in tournaments? The squad looks a lot better now.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, I was actually, gonna bring that up because we did our show on Tuesday and talked about the quality of the squad and talked about how well Emi Buendia and Matty Cash have done this season, and they were probably 2 players where, if you were looking at who Villa fans wanted to potentially move on or potentially improve on, those were the 2 main players, and you could argue that those 2 have been the best players for Aston Villa this season. So when you talk about the quality of the squad, with Yuri Tillemans coming off the bench, Ross Barkley coming off the bench, Sancho coming off the bench, Harvey Elliott can't even get in the squad.
That just shows you.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. So it's a really good spot to be in, and as a manager, I mean, that's what he wants. He wants everyone competing for a spot, because that's only going to mean that the results are going to be good.
Yeah. There are so many good options to bring on. Even there's a lot of quality, on the bench.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's crazy because he's got options for whatever situation the game is in. I didn't even talk about Daniel Malen. I mean, there's lots of fans that want to see him starting. So that's an argument as well. But you look at players like Lamar Bogard as well, who has come in and done really well. I mean, loads of people were impressed with the way that he came on for sort of 10, 15 minutes on Sunday against Bournemouth. He was brilliant. And then, he's probably 5th choice midfielder. So to have that is fantastic. And then even to look at the younger players like, Ben Broggio or Jimo Aloba. You've got so many of the young players as well that could potentially compete if needed as well. So the squad's looking really good. I've been really impressed with, like I say, Bogard. I've been really impressed with Ross Barkley. And they seem to be players that you can bring on in the game, and they'll do a good job, and that's what you want as well.
Because one thing it's good is, look at squad. To have competition for places. Because the others then, they're all fighting for their place. So the Emery likes that, I think, in his Villa team.
Oh, of course, yeah. And you look at the difference between this season and last season. There was some up until he managed to get Asensio and Rashford in, but there was games last season where we were really struggling at times for players on the bench because of the injury situation we were in. And even if you go back to the season before, when we managed to finish 4th, Leon Bailey was playing on one leg. You had Yuri Tillemans struggling towards the back end of last season. Morgan Rogers was really struggling towards the back end of last season as well. So now to have, I guess as Villa fans, we were quite worried, weren't we, about the players that we weren't signing and potentially looking at the gaps in the squad. And I still think there's probably 1 or 2 gaps in the squad. But if you look at the overall quality as the central midfielders, or we could play McGinn and Tillemans.
You can balance well with Kamara. Could balance together.
Yeah. And but he could play either. He could play any central midfield partnership right now, and it wouldn't be any worse than the other one. It would be as good. He could, you could probably argue, fullbacks. Cash is playing so well. Matson's got different skills to Luke Dean. So that's a great option. He's got Sancho he can bring off the bench. He's got Gesson he can bring off the
You can
bench.
rotate in the Europa League. And the Premier League, you can do it both. You can sort of rotate.
Exactly, and that's what's going to get. I mean, obviously we're going to lose games. There's going to be difficulties, but when you get to sort of February, March time, and if we're still in the Europa League in a good position, if we're still in the shout for a Champions League spot, that's where the squad is gonna really count.
Okay. So we've gone to one more question. Just a few minutes. So what is Ollie Watkins? Why has he been underperforming?
It's always a tricky one with Watkins. I'm of the opinion. I think I like Watkins and I like what he brings to the team, but you can't argue with the fact that he's not scoring enough goals. So I think for me, I think he still deserves a chance. I think he's playing well. Against Manchester City, against Bournemouth, he had really good games.
Bournemouth, he was good. Yep.
Exactly. But I think that the time now for catering to Ollie Watkins has gone. I really think we need another centre forward to come in and pressure him for the number one spot. I know we've had Danny Ings in the past, and we let him go because Ollie Watkins wanted to be the number one. We had John Duran, we let him go because Ollie wanted to be the number one. But I think now we need to say, look, Ollie, you've been a great servant to the club. We'll keep you with the club, but we need to bring someone in who's going to compete with you.
The other thing with Ollie Watkins, he plays better in competition. Because you remember with John Duran, when he was playing at the same time, Watkins seems to up his game more.
Yeah, it's a strange one because with Ings he didn't really settle as well. But with John Duran, there was a time where they were competing against each other and it was bringing out the best in them. So, like I say, I think we definitely need to bring someone in January. Who that is, I'm not too sure, but we need something because Daniel Malen is good, but I don't think he is the answer as the striker. But I think we definitely need someone else to compete.
So I think we need a target. He's more of he plays off the striker. He's not really a natural striker. We need a natural striker in our target, man. No.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love someone like Mateta or someone like that, but I don't think we'd be able to get him. I don't think Crystal Palace will let him go. But I'd love a big striker who's a nuisance. I mean, they went for Asula, didn't they, from Newcastle, who's got ability, but he's a bit raw. But I think they'll probably go for someone like that who's a bit of a maverick. Not quite the finished article, but can put pressure on Ollie in terms, and there's a different option, as you say, Chad. A target man, someone who's going to be a nuisance.
The worries me if Watkins gets injured, that could be a problem as well.
Yeah, well, we've had that. We've had that for so long, though, haven't we? If Watkins gets injured, who do we bring in? We've had that for years. I know we had even with Rashford, because Rashford wasn't necessarily a striker, but we still had that situation. So, yeah, we've been going on with that for long enough, and we've got to think about bringing in an alternative now.
Well, Rich, thank you for your time tonight. Really appreciate your time. It means a lot.
Anytime, mate. Thank you for having me on, and up the Villa.
Yes, up the Villa.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. We'll get one last call on the line then. So we have Scott Clark on the line. How are you, Scott?
I'm very good, Chad. How are you?
Yes, very well. We're in a better place at the moment. As a Villa fan, it's a lot better at the moment.
100%. It's a lot better at the minute. There's still a lot to work on. As such, you know, Bournemouth was a great win for all the Villa fans. There's still a lot to work on, as such as I'm not a big fan of playing around the back. In when I know you're 4-0 up, but just get it out. You know, I was so, my heart was in my hands at times against Bournemouth, and it showed against Liverpool as well.
Against Salah, that's it, Salah.
Say that again, Chad.
Mo Salah.
Well, exactly. It happened against Liverpool where we were playing it out the back. I mean, Liverpool have been broken down so much by the long ball this season. We go there and play short passes round the back. It didn't work. And I think this season we could be caught out quite a lot.
Okay. Good. We've got to learn from our mistakes. As long as we do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's we can do it though. We've been. I mean, against Bournemouth, we tested the long ball a couple of times and it did work. But I've just been listening to what you and Rich have been speaking about Ollie Watkins and all that. We haven't got a target man to play that long ball, and maybe January, hopefully, we can bring that target man in.
You know, so need somebody that the looks of Luca Digne can put a cross in the box. It's got a header or something.
100%, because there's been so many opportunities this season where Kashi and Digne have been coming down that wing and putting a ball in, and there's no one there to compete, no one there to show the strength to be able to compete against defenders. I mean, I think over the past couple of years, Watkins has got softer in a way. I don't know what it is, but he doesn't seem to have that challenging him to want to fight against that defender and make that ball his.
Yeah. You need to be Watkins. You have to remember, he's our striker. The strikers, they're there to score goals. If you're not doing that, you're not doing your job, are you?
Well, exactly. I mean, I read a stat the other day. I think it was 15 games and 1 goal involvement. I mean, for a striker, and don't get me wrong, I love Ollie. I love Ollie to bits for what he's done for us. Everything like
definitely.
that. But it's time now where, like you guys just spoke about, we need that person to come in. And there is a few names out there. There's a lad from Benfica, I think it is, or Porto, one of them. Samu. He's 6'5". He's absolutely. I think he just does what, you know, when Duran come in and took his opportunity, didn't care where he shot from and just went for it. He's a bit like John Duran, where I think he'll come in, and I think if he was to come in, I think he'd push Ollie Watkins to step up.
Watkins,
but yeah, he didn't make the England squad, and I think that might benefit us in the long run in a way, because I think he has been from what I've heard, he's been carrying a knock, which hopefully this being out might. No one. The odd thing is, I haven't got the answer for it. I don't understand what's gone wrong from playing so well last season, you know, during the season to now. Not much has changed.
Let's talk about Malen. So should Malen be starting and do Aston Villa need a new striker in January?
Yes, 100%. Donyell Malen, the problem is he's not an out-and-out striker. Great player. I think he's showing that he is. When he first come in, I weren't too keen. His attitude didn't seem amazing, well, from what I saw, and it just didn't seem to suit our style. But now he's come in, he is actually a good player. He drags his man wide, which allows players to run in. His hold-up play is brilliant, but he hasn't got that striker's mentality to what John Duran had. And as much as you guys spoke about Marcus Rashford, even though he's not a striker, he has played there for over the years as a striker, so he had that mentality, whereas I don't think Malen has. So I think come January, we need a striker. And I don't know who it is, but we definitely need one.
I don't think it'll be a busy window, but even if it's a loan deal, like even get a loan deal maybe, if not.
Yes, and the thing is, you might have the likes of Harvey Elliott going back to Liverpool, which will free up wages.
PSR.
Yes, exactly. And I think I'm just going to touch on Harvey Elliott a little bit. Personally, from what I've been speaking to people around Villa Park, is I don't think we could have afforded the 35 million this season to pay for him. And that's why we haven't played him, and we haven't done that deal where he plays 10 games and comes in as a player. I think if he comes in this side of Christmas and he played them 10 games, PSR could really probably do us over in a way.
I did see actually with Harvey Elliott, there's a clause in his contract. He's at least played 10 games in order to activate that clause.
Well, yeah, and that he has to play 10 games or something. And I feel for the lad, I really do, because he's he looks like a great young lad. And I think it is a shame that we haven't got to see what he's capable of. And I think he would have flourished in the team, to be fair to you. But I don't think Emery liked him. I don't think Emery wanted him. He was the third option. PSR as well, 35 million. I know his wages are low, but 35 million to come in this side of Christmas, PSR, and to do with Europe and everything, it really wouldn't have helped us or benefited us.
With Harvey Elliott, he's a really talented player. We watched him, and he was up to class the whole tournament. But, I mean, I don't get why he's not in my being chosen in the Europa League games.
And I think that's the question all Villa fans have been asking. Against Maccabi Tel Aviv, it was a great game for him to come in and show what he can do. The reason I think it was a Monchi signing, a last-minute panic buy, from what I've saw on the internet.
I agree,
And I also think, I mean, look at the game against, I think it was Sunderland. He come out and blamed Harvey Elliott for the reason that we didn't win or whatever it was, because he was passing too quick. That instantly was highlighted as Emery doesn't really want him in the team, because you don't call out players that are playing for your club, how I look at it.
Listen, he's the boss. Obviously, he's saying that there's a reason why he's not picking him.
Yeah, well, and that's we all want a reason to know why you're not picking Harvey Elliott, because
we have the right to know. We have the right to know.
100%, and he should come out and probably say why. But I genuinely, I think, and I think we all know, one, he probably doesn't suit the style that we play. We play we play down the wing foot. We don't usually play through the middle. We play a lot of wing football, so it's
always one of them where, like down the side. That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and side to side, down the sides all the time. And with Harvey Elliott being in the middle, you can't push Rodgers out, and it's hard. It's hard to say.
Because even everybody there, he's been absolutely magnificent.
Oh,
he's been magician.
Emi Buendia has come in. I mean, from going to Leeds in the summer, what we all thought was happening, to where he is now, I was absolutely shocked. And against Bournemouth, he come on, he start. He was just unreal. I think this season for him is going to be his breakthrough season. I think we've all been expecting that over the last 4 years, and it hasn't clicked. And now it has. It's just like, whoa, we've got a player, and he's been hidden for that long.
Oh, look at that free kick. He scored against Bournemouth. That was unreal.
I mean, that free kick was magical. I mean, we saw it against was it Roma again in the Bescott Stadium?
That was it.
Yeah. We saw it then, and the lads around me at Villa Park said, "I guarantee he'll do a Bescott special," and it happened, and It's just he plays with he's so free when he plays, and I think it's a player that he shows so much passion to Villa and shows us all that he really wants to be here, and that's what we all want. Players that are able to do that.
Okay. Look about him, yes. His work right, and you know he loves playing for Aston Villa. He wears his heart upon his sleeve.
Yeah, I was watching him. I was watching against Bournemouth, and every tackle that he put in, he put his body on the line. Every challenge, he won every ball he come. Whoever he come against, he won the duel against. I mean, and it was watching someone who really cares about. They want to win. They want the team to win, and they want a good performance and give it to the fans. And that's all fans ask for. So it's good to see.
You know what he's constantly pressing. I really like the way he presses for his team.
And the thing is, when you've got Rodgers and Watkins and Buendia pressing, because Watkins, as much as we've just spoke about, he's not scoring, his work rate sometimes goes unnoticed. And as a striker, I know we all want goals, but his work rate is good. Emi Buendia, work rate amazing. Rodgers, his work rate's hard. And I think with that front line, with the work rate, pressing from the front, we're brilliant.
Yes.
And we can really hurt teams.
He's back. Yuri Tielemans is back.
I mean, Yuri Tielemans being back, when he come on the other week against Maccabi Tel Aviv, you could see the difference in our midfield with the balls that just split the defence. It was easy as that. It was 3 passes and we was in on goal. And that's what you want to see. We've missed that since Yuri's been out. And I think our midfield, it's got to be our strongest part of the team with Onana, Kamara,
well, you look at there's not so many options. The squad depth is ridiculous.
Well, it's like Onana the past couple of games. He's been absolutely amazing. He's been solid. He's again, like we've just spoke about, he's passionate. And for how tall he is as a 6'5" player, he moves like a 5'4" player who can. He's got brilliant footwork.
Yes. We'll come to the final question of the show. John McGinn has been at the club for 7 years. He signed a new contract. And Unai Emery has been at the club for 3 years. So what is your bet? John McGinn and Unai Emery memory?
So my favourite Unai Emery memory is the first game when he first ever come. Man United 3-1, Luca Dean free kick, and it was to see passion on the touchline that we hadn't saw from Gerrard. I mean, Dean Smith brilliant. Gerrard when he come, it was just a bit.
Was it excuses?
Exactly. When he was saying in interviews, the football will become better once we start winning, everything like that. Emery come in, and within a matter of days, the whole team had changed. And watching him on the touchline, it just brought spark back to the club within a matter of days, and that really made my day.
Impact.
Oh, 100%. I mean, from a team that was near enough. I mean, the team that we've got now, there's still Dean Smith players in now, and we've got an Unai Emery manager. And look at the difference with how they're playing. But that was my favourite Unai Emery moment, and from that day onwards, it's only going to get better, I think. So
that was the first time we beat Man United in 27 years. Unai Emery seems to break records.
And that's all he seems to do, and long may it continue. And hopefully we get that Europa League this year, and we'll all be very happy once we get a trophy.
And John McGinn, Unai Emery lifted that trophy.
100%, and I'll come back to you at the end of the season once we've won the Europa League, and I'll say that will be my best moment.
Yes.
But my favourite,
John McGinn,
my favourite John McGinn moment is Sheffield Wednesday, absolute screamer. It was, you couldn't write it. None of us expected it to go in, and it flew. It just hit the bar and went. Oh, it was. I ain't even got the words for it now.
Steve Bruce, because that was actually a Steve Bruce signing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a Steve Bruce signing for I think it was 1.5 million, add-ons 2 million. So it was,
and the rest is history.
Exactly, and the rest is history. And now look where he is. Hopefully, he'll stay for another 5 years, and there'll be a statue for him.
Because John McGinn, he's definitely a club legend.
100%, 100%. You know, he stayed with us through thick and thin. When Gerrard weren't picking him because he weren't playing very well, he could have easily gone and left. There was talks about him leaving, and he stayed. And I think every team who sees John McGinn play wishes they had a John McGinn, and luckily we have a John McGinn.
Really, for me, he's the complete Premier League midfielder.
I mean, how many players do you have that can play left mid, right mid, CDM, centre mid, cam? Sometimes he left back, I don't know, but he can play anywhere, and that's what you need in a player. Someone who's willing to cover absolutely anywhere.
And he's a real leader on that pitch. He physically really battles. He uses his backside.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, his backside does help him out, and I think with John McGinn as well, it's like it's his work rate, like we just said, is immense. I mean, when he first signed, I was watching him in the Championship days, and I was speaking to an old lad next to me, and he said, I haven't saw a number 7 like this for a long time. Someone who wants the ball, someone who's not scared to put a tackle in. I mean, 14 yellow cards in his first season, but it got the fans going. It got the fans on side, and that's what we've got with John McGinn. That's what we love about him, and he's favoured in the dressing room, as we can all see as well.
And he's learnt so much from his manager. The Unai Emery, like, he's actually improved so much along with a lot of players. The Emery got the best out of John McGinn, I think, as well.
100%, because I think he admitted that himself as well. I think he come out and said, look, under Gerrard and under Smith, he had a particular way of playing, which was a lot of it was his backside, and he was getting caught out quite a lot with it in the end. And Unai come in, and like he's done with most of the players, like, you know, a lot of the players have come in, completely different players under Unai Emery now, and I think that's what Emery does. If you are going through a bad patch as a player, he will bring you out of that, and he will better you as a player.
Because as a player, you want to learn from a manager like him. Because they're a manager.
Well, exactly. For someone who's won the Europa League 5 times, I want to say, and transform teams. I mean, I think it was Villarreal that hadn't won it, and he brought them their first ever trophy. I mean, for a manager to come and do that, what else is he capable of? He didn't get enough time at Arsenal, and I thought they were poor with how they handled it with the money that he got was very little. And to go to Villarreal and do what he's done, it's amazing, and it will happen here. I'm 100% sure it will.
Because Unai Emery is the right fit. This seemed like before he moved to Villa, there's a lot of links with Newcastle United, but luckily he turned them down. And Emery's got full control as well.
Exactly, and I think obviously with Monchi going now and stuff like that, he's gathered more control over what's going on. And look at Newcastle, that they have Eddie Howe. He's a good manager. I'm not saying he's great, whereas I think Emery's great. Eddie Howe, he's stuck in this rut now where he spent 100 million this season again on players, and nothing's happened. Look at where they are; they're struggling. And then you look at Unai Emery, who spent hardly anything last season and this season. We managed to stay up in 6th place last season and get quarterfinals of the Champions League. Management as a manager it's the best. Got to be one of the best out there.
Yeah, Unai Emery, I like his attention to detail with Emery, and he always analyses where he's gone right. Not the players on the training ground. they'll watch back videos of where they went wrong.
And that's it. And that's with, I think the players have touched on it numerous times.
Yeah.
If there's one mistake in training, it's a 2-hour video of what that mistake was and rectifying that mistake. And if it's a game if we've lost a game poorly, I mean, when we lost to Newcastle 4-1, I'm sure Cash come out and said there was 2 days of sitting in that room watching videos of what they could improve on. And
definitely
it worked. The videos are obviously working because the results are showing again. And the results over the past 3 seasons have been, none of us probably thought would happen.
Well, thank you, Scott, for your time. Always enjoy hearing your thoughts.
Thank you very much, Chad. It's been a pleasure being on your podcast.
Brilliant.
And I'll see you soon, hopefully, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Cheers, mate. Well, the football signing's finished. I know it wasn't a football signing you're watching tonight, but I'm grateful for the ones that joined me tonight. We still made the best of it. So, thank you everyone for watching. I'm back in the episode on Monday. Me and my co-host Aaron will be interviewing True Adventures. He's a guy who just wrote a new Aston Villa song. And he's an Aston Villa storyteller. So we'll be interviewing him Monday at 1:30 p.m. Thank you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to make sure to subscribe. If you haven't, make sure to smash the like button on this video. Make sure to give it a share on your socials. And if you're listening by audio, leave us a good review. That always helps. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I'm going to wrap up this episode with Villa forever, as always, and up the Villa.